Good morning, welcome to Lisa Derby City. It's Tuesday, the 1st of June 2021. Before I start, just for legal purposes, I have to say that this is for entertainment purposes. It's just going to be a quick reading. I'm just going to pick 3 cards, and the 3 cards will be, the first card will be message from the universe, the second card is where we are at this moment in time, and the third and final card is message from spirit. So and it's a general reading, so it may not resonate with everybody, and I thought I'm going to use my angels and ancestor cards. So I'm just going to keep shuffling along. Ooh. So that's the first card, okay? So that will be the message from the universe, and that is Air Guardian, okay? And then the second card will be where we are at this moment in time. So the second card is Elder, move beyond ancestral patterns. Then the third card will be message from spirit. Ooh. I'm going to go with this one, and this is Sage. So first card is Air Guardian, sift your perception. That is the message from spirit. So that is saying that we need to change our viewpoint, the way that we view our current situation. So maybe we are experiencing a same old problem and we're looking at it with jaded eyes. So the advice from spirit is to look at the same problem from a different perspective. So maybe you're being advised to seek counsel from someone that can be more objective with this particular situation that you're dealing with. And also air is to do how we are thinking. So maybe we are being over analytical about a particular situation that we are dealing with. And because we are emotionally invested, we're not seeing clearly. So it's better to probably step back and to be more objective and to think of an alternative solution to the same recurring situation. Okay, so that is the message, is to shift your perception and how you perceive things. And then this is about today, in the present moment, Elder. So this is saying move beyond ancestral patterns. So that kind of coincides with this about the Air Guardian, about sifting your perspective with a ongoing situation. So this is saying at this particular moment in time, it is time for you to break that cycle. Because many families, we carry kind of like a post-traumatic stress disorder. If you belong to a particular community or communities, there's a lot of stagnant historical history. And how we got to be where we are today in the current moment means that many of us have come from displaced communities. And we have this burden that's kind of like weighing us down. But we've been told that where we are today, we have a choice. And it is time to break that cycle. So maybe you today can break that cycle, because the message from Spirit, the Air Guardian, is to shift your perception on a recurring situation that keeps happening again and again and again. And we're being advised by Spirit to think of a alternative solution. If that means you have to seek counsel from someone that's a bit more objective, then do that. But it's time to change. That is the message. And then in the Elder is saying that we need to break that cycle. So this is your time to break the cycle. Okay? I do apologise, because this is actually meant to be a message from the universe. I'm half asleep today. Okay, so the message from the universe is air guardian. Okay, shift your perception. And then this is about the current moment, the elder, move beyond ancestral patterns. So it's time to break that cycle, which can often be a negative cycle. Then the sage, my apologies, is the message from spirit. Universe, where we are today, message from spirit. Sage, be devoted and committed. So that message from spirit is that we have been kind of like nudged by the universe to change our perspective on an ongoing situation. In this particular here and now, if you belong to a specific community or communities, we are being advised that it's time to break that cycle of post-traumatic stress disorder, some form of historical memory that's been stagnant and wearing us down. We've been advised that it is up to you to break that cycle. Then the message from spirit is that is so in order to break that cycle, you have to be devoted, you have to be committed, and it's going to take a lifetime. It's not going to happen overnight, but you have to be devoted and committed. If that means that you have to join like-minded individuals and go and protest and unified with other people that look like yourself or come from a same community or communities, then this is time to become one. Okay, let's see what the tarot support that. So I'm going to do the same with the traditional tarot cards. Same thing, 3 cards. So the first card will be the message from the universe. The second card will be the here and now, the present moment. Then the third card will be message from spirit. So let's just see. Okay. So the Prince of Wands will be the message from the universe. Oops. And this is us in the here and now, the present moment. And then this is message from spirit. So this is the message from the universe. Prince of Wands. And we have a young person here. And we have this shield, which of lion. And we have our staff. And in the background, got the sun shining. So the message from the universe is that gather your inner strength, okay? Because there's a battle that you have to resolve, and you're going to need all that inner strength. So go forth and march. And this is kind of a bit like about the air guardian, shift your perception. So similar thing, that you're going to have to kind of like gather your inner strength, because you're going to have to go forward. And what are you going forward for? What do you have to deal with? So here we have the 9 of Cups. And Cups is about the here and now. And Cups represent our emotions. And it also represents the summer month. And we are entering the 1st of June, which is the start of summer. And 9 is also represents your divine vocation. So what is your vocation in life? So what emotions do we have to deal with? What do we have to confront? Because the Prince of Wands is kind of like saying to us that we're going to have to kind of go in some form of a battle. What are we going into battle with? It's the message from spirit, because the message from spirit is to gather your strength, to gather your troops, to gather your like-minded flocks. And then in the here and now, it's saying, what is your true vocation? So, universe, here and now. And then this is the message from spirit, the Fool. So here you have the fool, and here you have the dog, and the fool's at the edge of a cliff, and it would be a bit foolish if you went over the cliff, and you've got the dog yapping at the heels of the fool. Now the message from Spirit is learn to trust your instincts, listen to your inner voice. And also the fool is part of the major arcana, so this is kind of like, this is predestined. So what it's saying, Spirit, is learn to trust your intuition, because as we've already mentioned, the sage message is to be devoted and committed, and sage also is about wisdom, and this kind of like supports that. The Fool card is also saying listen to your inner voice, listen to your gut instinct, listen to your consciousness. If something doesn't feel right, then don't do it. You don't have to explain. Okay, so I think the cards are kind of like, so the overall summary is that the message from Spirit is that we're all experiencing a particular situation that we're not happy with, and it's saying that same situation will keep occurring again and again and again until we learn to step back and be objective and look at the situation from a different perspective. And that is supported by the Air Guardian and also by the Prince of Wands. So the message is gather your inner strength, learn to be objective when dealing with a recurring situation. Then in the present moment, Elder, move beyond ancestral patterns. And then we had the Nine of Cups. So this is saying if you are from a displaced community or communities, you are obviously experiencing some form of post-traumatic stress disorder. But now it is up to you to break that cycle where you feel burdened and weighed down. So it's saying it's time to break that cycle. And then the Nine of Cups, it's saying, so starting from now, today in June, which is the dark start of the summer month, and 9 is about what is your true life vocation. So it's kind of like a form of education. We're here because of historical factors, but we also have the opportunity to break that cycle and to discover our true life vocation. Then the message from Spirit, Sage, be devoted and committed, and the Fool. Sage is about wisdom, and the Fool supports this, is to listen to your inner voice, consciousness, whatever. So it's saying it is time to probably educate yourself about why you are here, and that if there's a just cause that you believe in, then join like-minded individuals, because it's time to break the cycle. Okay, I'm going to end it there. Thank you very much for your continuous support, much appreciated. Lisa, Derby City. Have a good day and count your blessings.